This evening, the Ministry of Public Works initiates an investigation into the circumstances surrounding a boat capsize that has left 3 crew members missing. The prime suspect in the fatal shooting of Leon Gittens was apprehended while attempting to flee the country. Berbice man busted by CANU attempting to smuggle narcotics in a popular cultural dish. In the region, Argentina probes toxic lacing of cocaine that killed at least 24, and internationally, plotting our escape. Lebanon braces for a new immigration wave. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Public Works has announced an immediate and thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the reported capsizing of a boat some 80 miles off the coast of Myconi on Saturday, February 19th. The trawler, owned by Noble House Seafood, reportedly started taking in water and capsized with 4 crew members: 44-year-old Captain Harold Damon, 75-year-old Ronald Burton, 46-year-old Winston Sam, and Vincent Dazzle. However, Dazzle reportedly was rescued by another boat, but the other 3 men remains missing. It is believed that they may have been trapped underneath the capsized vessel. An independent panel was established comprising representatives of the Ministry of Public Works, MARIT, the Guyana Defense Force Coast Guard, the Guyana Police Force Marine Unit, and the Transport and Harvest Department. The Search and Rescue Operations Center was immediately activated upon notification of this incident. Vessels and personnel, including divers, have been deployed. The ministry wishes to assure all concerned that all available resources of the state will be fully utilized to aid in this search and rescue exercise. The private sector, including private fisher vessels, are also engaged in the ongoing operation. While cross-dressing, a Fremont Street father fatally shot his daughter's lover. As the story says more.
The Guyana Police Force was able to apprehend 44-year-old Sherwin Brandt, the alleged murder suspect who was wanted for the fatal shooting of his 25-year-old son-in-law, Leon Gittens, at Fremont Street, East La Penitence on Friday, February 18, 2022. Brandt is the father of a woman with whom Gittens shared an intimate relationship. Reports are that Brandt made threats to Gittens in January. According to reports on Friday, Gittens went to Fremont Street to pick up the woman when the suspect allegedly entered the premises. The woman reportedly told police officers that her father was dressed in a blue dress with a wig on his head. He was carrying a black handgun. The woman reportedly hid from her father but heard 3 loud gunshots. Soon after the suspect made good of his escape, the woman found Gittens lying motionless in front of a bedroom. An alarm was raised and Gittens was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Meanwhile, after Brandt reportedly shot and killed Gittens, he was arrested on Saturday between 2:30 and 3 p.m. at a Eugene Correa International Airport, Ogle, East Coast, Narara, attempting to flee the country. It was reported that Brandt had booked a flight to the United States with an in-transit in Trinidad and Tobago. The suspect is currently in police custody, assisting with investigations. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Police in Region Division 3 is currently investigating a report of an alleged rape committed on a 16-year-old female student. The alleged incident occurred on Sunday, February 20th, around 8 p.m. at the victim's home. Enquiries disclosed that the suspect and the victim are known to each other via the social media platform Facebook. The suspect reportedly showed up at the victim's home, and as soon as she opened the door, he pushed her inside and forcefully committed the act. The teenage victim was home alone at the time. Police are presently looking for the suspect as investigations continue. Stick around after the break. Berbice man busted by CANU attempting to smuggle narcotics in a popular cultural dish, and a motorcyclist was killed in a tragic accident over the weekend.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables, We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton, and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. CANU officers apprehended a Berbice man after he was caught attempting to smuggle narcotics out of the country in a popular dish. Here's Dale Jarvis with the details.
Officers of the Anti-Customs Narcotic Unit intercepted a male passenger at the Cheddi Jackson International Airport who was about to travel on a JetBlue Airways flight destined for JFK on February 18, 2022. 28-year-old Esmond Jermaine Anderson of No. 5 Village, West Coast, Berbice was arrested after he was found trying to smuggle cocaine out of the country. A search of the passenger suitcase was conducted in his presence, which resulted in the discovery of a white substance suspected to be cocaine concealed in a bowl with fried rice. The CANU officers subsequently conducted a field test, which revealed that the substance was cocaine. Anderson was escorted to CANU headquarters with the suspected narcotics. The substance was weighed and totaled over 6 pounds, with an estimated street value of over $17.2 million. Investigations are ongoing. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Police in Regional Division 4C has arrested a man who was involved in a stabbing incident that led to the death of a male Venezuelan at Rago's Bar on Susdike Junction on Saturday, February 19th. Dead is 29-year-old Yoctor Gonzalez. According to a police report, around 9:50 p.m., Gonzalez was with his brother and some other friends at the bar. The suspect approached him and an altercation ensued. The suspect dealt the victim a stab to his right chest before making good his escape. Gonzalez fell to the ground. He was picked up and rushed to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, where he was pronounced dead. Quick action by the police has led to the suspect being apprehended and placed in custody as investigations continues. A motorcyclist was killed in a tragic collision on the west bank of Berbice over the weekend. Esther Sobers has more.
Police are investigating a fatal accident that occurred on the number 8 public road on Saturday of February 2022. Dead is 21-year-old Devon McCalmon of number 10 Village West Coast Berbice. According to police reports, around 11:30 a.m., McCalmon was driving motorcycle CF2986 east along the public road. Minibus BXX 4066, which was driven by Gina Ryan, pursued of 17 the Edwards Village, West Coast Berbice, heading in the same direction, stopped in the lane to collect a passenger, and a motorcycle collided with the right side rear portion of the said vehicle. As a result of the collision, the motorcyclist fell on the road surface, where he received injuries to his head and other parts of his body. He was picked up in an unconscious condition by public-spirited persons and taken to the Fort Wellington Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival by a doctor on duty. His body is presently lying at the Anthony's Funeral Home awaiting a post-mortem examination. A note of intended prosecution has been served on the driver of the minibus after a breathalyzer test returned no trace of alcohol in his system. He remains in custody assisting with the investigation. The Guyana Police Force continues to urge road users to exercise care, caution, courtesy and consideration, and common sense, and encourage those who are unlicensed to submit themselves to be tested for the same before operating any form of motor vehicle on the roadways. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. Argentina probes toxic lacing of cocaine that killed at least 24. And Ethiopia starts electricity production at Blue Nile Mega Dam. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Here is our junior reporter Talisha Holder with today's regional and international news.
Good evening. Now we take a look at the news in the region and around the world. 2 weeks ago, at least 24 people died and more than 80 others were hospitalized with complications from consuming laced cocaine in Argentina. Al Jazeera's Teresia Bo reports.
Every day, Beatriz Castiglioni goes to the hospital in Hurlingham in the province of Buenos Aires. 2 weeks ago, her son was rushed here after inhaling contaminated cocaine.
My son is 41 years old. He's an addict and I've tried to help him but cannot. But that doesn't mean he deserves what happened to him. I found him lying on the floor unconscious. He had a heart attack. It was terrifying.
At least 24 people have died and more than 80 others have been hospitalized. All of the victims showed similar signs of sickness, breathing difficulties, convulsions and fatigue.
Police reports show that the drugs were mixed with carfentanil. It's a synthetic drug that's 10,000 times more powerful than morphine. It's mostly used in veterinary medicine to anesthetize large animals like elephants. It has a devastating effects on human beings.
The police immediately detained drug lord Joaquin Aquino, known as El Paisa, suspected of selling the tainted drugs. They also captured thousands of doses of cocaine in pink packages, the same packages the victims had when they became ill. Investigations are still ongoing about how the toxic cocaine made it to the streets. Mónica Cuñaro is a national prosecutor. She created the country's first unit specializing in the fight against drug trafficking. She says the pandemic has had an impact on criminal organizations too.
The pandemic has brought not only poverty, business closure, domestic violence, but also border controls and increase of security complicated exporting drugs to Europe or the United States, so bans are now more rustic. No criminal gang want their clients to die because of their product.
Maria Morales' brother is still fighting for his life. She's still trying to comprehend what went wrong.
There is so much uncertainty every day with our hearts in our mouths. He's not getting better. I don't know how this happened. I hope they open centers to help treat our loved ones because they are ill.
A quest for answers from relatives of the victims, pushing authorities to prevent tragedies like this from ever happening again. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
Lebanon's population is facing a deepening financial crisis that has made a dignified life difficult, pushing many, especially the young, risking everything to seek a way out in search of a better life. Al Jazeera, Zina Kador reports.
Many of these men have tried to reach Europe by sea. Some were intercepted, others rescued or returned. They end up in prison. All of them have a story to tell, and it's one of desperation. Lebanon is facing an unprecedented economic collapse, impoverishing 2/3 of its population.
We are living in misery. I attempted to leave 3 times, but our boat was intercepted, and then we were thrown in prison.
Tripoli is the poorest city along the Mediterranean coast, even before the latest crisis. The local currency has lost its value by 90%.
Our pockets are empty. The international community is ready to help Lebanon, but politicians are refusing to be honest and fight corruption.
These men say all they want is to live in dignity.
We want to leave because our children are sick and we can't even feed them. So my friends and I collected money to buy a boat, but we were caught.
Illegal migration has seen a significant increase in Lebanon. Many try to reach Cyprus, Turkey, and Italy. Hundreds of Lebanese still try to leave by sea, but there are also those migrating through legal routes to find work abroad. Research institutes estimate that nearly 250,000 people have left Lebanon in recent years. And while immigration is not a new phenomenon for Lebanese, that's 5% of the population, and among them a record number of skilled workers. But not everyone finds a way out.
It's hard to get visas or jobs abroad, and it's too dangerous and expensive to try to escape by sea.
But as conditions worsen, many warn the dangers of such trips won't stop the flow.
The weather will get better next month, and there will be thousands, not hundreds, of Lebanese trying to make their way to Europe because the economic crisis is unbearable.
There's so much anger and pain here. Mustafa Habib says he can't care for his children. Just let me leave, he says. Zana Khudr, Al Jazeera, Tripoli, Northern Lebanon.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has begun generating electricity for the first time. Al Jazeera's Sarah Kerat report.
11 years and $5 billion in the making. Ethiopians are finally able to switch on electricity produced by their own giant dam. A welcome distraction for Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed at war with rebel Tigrayan forces in the north. The 145-metre high dam on the Nile River's main tributary, the Blue Nile, is designed to hold 74 billion cubic metres of water. But Africa's largest hydroelectric power project is controversial, and it's fiercely opposed by Ethiopia's neighbours.
The downstream countries, the brothers, the people of Egypt and Sudan, the water will flow, and the world must know that the dam will not affect them. All that was said about Ethiopia seeking to prevent the flow of water is untrue, and we will not allow the people to starve or thirst. We seek integration between the three countries and a real partnership.
Both Egypt and Sudan fear the damming of the Blue Nile will cause severe water shortages for them. Egypt responded on Sunday, saying Ethiopia is persisting in its violations of a declaration signed in 2015. Leaders in Cairo say the dam is an existential threat to the 106 million Egyptians who are almost entirely reliant on the Nile River for irrigation and drinking water. While Sudan first welcomed the dam project, it later voiced similar concerns about its threat to national security. Over the years, talks sponsored by the African Union failed, and construction still went ahead.
The more that we see events like the one that happened today begin to emerge, the more it becomes dimmer and dimmer that we can actually sit as friends and as fellow Africans and resolve this as a purely African problem.
Ethiopia says the hydropower generation is essential to economic development in Africa's second most populous country. Both Egypt and Sudan are still pushing for a legally binding deal on both the filling of the giant reservoir and its operation. Sarah Khairat, Al Jazeera.
Thanks, Delisha. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is it for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.